morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Jathan Pango. Jathan was first to say first on one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I have a review of a neat new drone. This is the new JJRC X-12, which is a rebranded version of the Seafly Faith. They're both the same drones, folks. Apparently, this is manufactured by Seafly and rebranded under JJRC as the X-12. But what is this particular drone? Let's talk about it. If you look on the front of this drone, you'll notice that we have a gimbal. And not only is it just a gimbal, it's a 3-axis gimbal, which means it gives us stabilization both in roll, in pitch, and also in yaw. There's some stabilization. So that is neat, especially in a drone at this price range. We're talking under the $250 price range. You get a 3-axis gimbal drone with GPS and other features too. We'll go over them shortly here. Now, it is a folding drone, as you can see here. Let's unfold it so you can see it. You unfold the arms like such. Now, looking on the drone, what do we got? We have brushless motors, okay, which is important, especially at this price range. You would expect brushless motors. Looking at the shape of the drone, somewhat similar to the Mavic Air, but it isn't a Mavic Air. So keep that in mind too, folks. But let's open this up here. You know, this is not at the same price as a Mavic Air, so don't expect this to have the same features as a Mavic Air. But let's open up these landing gear arms. That's how they open up on that. Now, let's go over the features. GPS GLONASS, actually, both GPS and GLONASS for rapid GPS lock-on. This enables the drone to return to home on loss of signal. You know, if it loses signal from the controller, it'll come back home. If it's low battery, it'll come back home. Or if you press the button to say come back home, it'll come back home and land itself where it took off from. That's an important feature for all GPS drones seem to have that feature this day anyways. Again, I mentioned it has a camera with a 3-axis gimbal. The camera is 1080p. I've seen some places advertising this as not as 1080p, but as 2K, but it is a 1080p camera, folks. I tried everything I can to get it to record 2P or 2K, but it is not 2K. It's 1080p. Now, it records directly to a micro SD card slot located right there under this little door. So that enables you to avoid getting loss of video on, say, you run out of FPV range, okay? Drones that record directly via Wi-Fi, you'll see lots of lag and frame stutter and frame droppings. That won't happen with this particular drone because you're recording to micro SD card. Other things on this drone which are really cool is it has 2 ultrasonic sensors right there, folks. Now, these ultrasonic sensors send a sonar signal down to the ground, and it bounces off the ground, and the drone is calculating the altitude when it's close to the ground using those ultrasonic sensors to maintain a very steady altitude while it's near the ground. When it's very high, these ultrasonic sensors don't work so well. Then it uses a barometer, actually air pressure sensor inside here to help maintain altitude. Additionally, on the bottom here, in addition to using the GPS to help maintain your position, it has an optical flow sensor on the bottom to also help maintain a steady hover. So those are the main features of the drone. Let's go over what you get in the box with this particular drone. Let me put the drone where you can see it. First off, let me show you this nice carrying case. It comes with a really nice carrying case, folks, for the drone and for all its accessories. It has little slots for all those. Even comes with a carrying case here. Additionally, you get in the box instruction manuals for using the drone. They're not really detailed, so I'll try to go over what you need to do to get this in the air when we go out to fly. But keep in mind, this quick start guide is very, very basic. You also get an instruction manual about 5G Wi-Fi channel settings for different countries. Now, let's talk about 5G. This is a 5G Wi-Fi drone. People say, what 5G Wi-Fi? It is not 5G data network. Okay, do not confuse 5G Wi-Fi with 5G data networks. Those are 2 different things, and those haven't been rolled out yet. In most cases, they haven't been rolled out yet. But let's talk about the Wi-Fi. It is 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. Let's stop talking about 5G. It's 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. Not everyone has 802.11 AC Wi-Fi on their phone. Before purchasing this drone, I'm going to stress this, before purchasing this drone or considering purchasing this drone, First, verify that your phone indeed can receive 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. Just go on Google, type in your phone's name along with the term 802.11 and see if the specifications for your phone comes up, and check those specifications to see if 802.11 AC Wi-Fi is listed there. If not, do not purchase this drone or you will be very disappointed. That Wi-Fi is needed. It's needed to fly this drone. You can't start this drone unless you are connected to the Wi-Fi. This is the first drone that I've seen that will not let you arm the motors and take off unless you are connected to the app. That's very interesting. So keep that in mind, folks. Make sure your phone is 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. Okay, did I get everything? No, I haven't mentioned everything this drone can do. Let's talk about this controller and the app. This controller is special, folks. It has a built-in 5G Wi-Fi built-in 802.11 AC Wi-Fi relay. Okay, what that does is, folks, you do not connect to the drone directly with your phone, although you can if you want to use your phone to fly this, but you should instead connect to this controller. This controller sends out an 802.11 AC Wi-Fi signal also. You connect to that signal, the controller signal, and your phone, while it's very close to this controller, is talking to the controller, and the controller will relay that signal out to the drone, and the signal coming from the drone will also come back to the controller and then go to your phone. So it's a relay. That gives you much greater range. In fact, this drone is predicted to have FPV ranges out to 1,200 meters. Now, that's pretty spectacular. You know, although other higher end drones can do that, but that's pretty spectacular for this price range, $250 price range. Now, I don't think I am going to go out to 1,800 or 1,200 meters today. I get nervous when I can't see the drone anymore. I'm going to try to go out as far as I can while seeing this, probably about 500, 600 meters, maybe a little further. We'll see how brave I am today. But if I still get FPV reception, we'll just push it and see what we can get. So we'll see. Going over the controller, the buttons on this, we have different modes. This is a mode switch. You press this once and this automatically defaults to GPS mode. Okay, this is flying with the GPS on, but if you want to turn the GPS off and fly without the GPS, you press this mode switch here, and that's, say, for indoor flying. If you want to fly a brushless motor indoors, I would not recommend it, but you could do such by pressing that button there, and it will just use the altitude hold feature to maintain its position along with optical flow. So keep that in mind. You can't turn the GPS off. This button here is for return to home. You can command the drone to come back and land itself by pressing that button there. On-off switch is right here. Power bars is right here. Tell you how much power you got on the transmitter. 2 greens right now, so I should be good to go to fly today. And other buttons, this is automatic takeoff and landing. Before starting the motors, press this button and hold it, and the drone will lift and take off. And you press it again and it will land itself. You can activate the camera by pressing and holding this button here, holding it down for 2 seconds, and it will start the video recording, or do a quick press and it will take a photo. And also you can do a manual takeoff by bringing both sticks down and outboard like such, and that will start the motors. And then you can do a manual takeoff by pressing up on the throttle. Other things on this is this scroll wheel here. This scroll wheel is for raising and lowering the gimbal on the camera. So you can use this to raise and lower the view on the camera. So I think I've gone over most of the major features of this. I'm going to do a quick talk about the app. The app for this is the Enjoy-Fly app, available in Google Play and iTunes. It also uses the C-Fly app, since this is a C-Fly drone rebranded to JJRC. It uses the same app that the C-Fly version of this uses, which is also known as C-Fly, C-Fly. With that app, you can do things such as follow me, circle me, waypoints, and also viewing the FPV video. And again, as I mentioned, it's very important to be use that app, or attached to that app, and using that app to be able to take off with this particular drone. Okay, you can't start the motors without it. Let's see. Let's talk about what you get in the card, or get in the box. You get the charger for its batteries. It's a USB charger. These are big batteries. These are 11.4 volt, 2400 milliampere hour batteries, I believe. Yep, 2400 milliampere hour batteries. I got the 2 battery version. There's a 1, 2, and 3 battery version. It increases in price with that, so I got the mid-range one. This battery, one of these batteries is supposedly able to give you 25 minutes of flight time. We'll see. We'll see if this actually does that when we go flying today. Other things you get in the box: controller, you get the drone, you get a micro USB cable. This is for charging the controller. The controller does not use AA batteries. This has a built-in LiPo battery. I don't know what size it is. Let's see if it says it on the back here. 3.7 volt, 2,600 milliamp hour. Is that true? Yeah, it says 2,600 milliamp hour, although it doesn't feel as heavy as this. Kind of find that hard to believe that it's a 3.7 or 3.7 volt. Well, yeah, 3.7 volt. So yeah, that could be true. 2,600 milliamp hour battery inside this particular controller to charge it, rechargeable. So you can't use AA batteries. So keep that in mind. Okay, other things you get in the box: you get a spare set of propellers and 2 Allen wrenches here, hex wrenches. For removing the propellers. I don't know why you have 2 different sizes. I guess one to open up the drone if you need to get inside it, and the other to change the propellers. Other things you get in the box, I mentioned you get the control, or the nice carrying case and the manuals, and I think that's about it. Let me double check my cheat sheet to make sure I didn't miss anything about this drone. Everything looks, I think I covered all the points. So let's take this drone out into the field and see how it flies. So hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101, and we are out on a beautiful Saturday out here in the desert to fly the JJRC X-12 Sea Fly Faith. We're ready to go, actually. All we need to do is start it up and attach it to this. So what we need to do first is make sure your gimbal is pointed forward, not pointed downward. If you do have problems initializing the gimbal, just most of the times it occurs because the gimbal may be pointed in a weird direction like that. Keep it pointed forward as best as you can and up, because I did have problems sometimes initializing the gimbal, because it goes through a sequence to center the gimbal, and if you hear a lot of rattling like that, turn off the drone and reposition the camera so that it's pointed forward, and that might help correct any problems with that. So I'm going to point the drone toward Owens Peak, because I'm going to try to remember to use headless mode later in the flight. But to start up the drone, we start the drone first by pressing its on-off button on the back and hold it down for about 3 seconds. And we should be started. Then we start the transmitter. And make sure I have a light. Maybe I did not start that drone. Let me turn it again. Try it again one more time until I hear the chirp. And then I let go. Okay, now I got a blue light, so I know I got power on it. And now I start the transmitter, and we should be connected to it. Now I need to connect the drone the drone's Wi-Fi to my, actually I need to connect my Wi-Fi to the controller, and then the controller will automatically connect to the drone, and then I can do the compass calibration. So hold on, folks, while I connect my phone to the controller's Wi-Fi. Okay, this is the Enjoy Fly app, available on Google Play and iTunes. I'm going to hit start flying there next, and we should get a video from the video feed from the drone to show us that we are connected. Now again, I'm connected to the controller, and the controller is connected to the drone, so that's how it works, folks. And I'm going to hit close. It's under remote control. Now if we go in the upper right corner and click those 3 dots, that brings up the general settings, and notice that there is a beginner's mode that you can turn on to restrict the distance of flight. If you're a beginner, it won't let the drone fly further than, I believe, 100 meters or so. I'm having a hard time seeing it here in the sunlight. 120 meters, okay. So, but I got that turned off so we can fly further. Left-hand mode means if you're going to fly with the virtual joysticks of the app only, the throttle would be on the left side. The altitude limit setting is 120 meters. I don't think you can change that. See, please follow the local aviation legal requirements. Set the height. Due to consequences of setting the limit, the company will not bear any responsibility. I hit OK. So, I guess you can change it if you wish. But they have it set to 120 meters out of the box. And the reason being, you're not allowed to fly, according to the FAA here in the United States, higher than 400 feet, which is around 120 meters. So that's why they have that set there. Voltage is 100%. Low power alarm I got set to 10%, but we need to do the compass calibration. See that compass calibration? I'm going to click on it. And the way to do it, you pick up the drone, hold it level, and do one rotation. And this is a compass calibration dance until it tells you to switch. Oh wait, I got to hit calibrate also. Okay, calibrate. Okay, now I do that level rotation, the compass calibration dance. Notice the red flashing light telling us that we're doing a compass calibration. Okay, now I put the drone heads up and do another rotation. You can do this by hand too, but I like to do a circle dance because I hold it more steady when you do such. Okay, and we are done. So we're going to put it back on the pad and hit close. And calibrate is success. We're done with the compass calibration. And notice pair RC, notice the controller name is there. Okay, that's its Wi-Fi name, and it shows that we are connected to the drone's Wi-Fi. And you could also check the firmware version. I think mine is 1.3.3, but that's not important for us right now because this is the latest version. It's available on Play and iTunes. So, we are good to go. First thing we're going to do is check number of satellites. We have 16. That's sufficient to fly, more than sufficient to fly. And I'm going to turn on the video recording by holding this video recording button. And then checking on the app to make sure that the camera icon has darkened, and then we got a red number showing that we are recording. Okay, we are good to go there. So let's try an automatic takeoff by pressing the automatic takeoff button and holding it. And then checking stability. What I'm looking for, do we see toilet bowl effect? And I'm seeing a little bit of toilet bowl effect because it's, well, maybe not. Maybe it's just wander. Now this is in GPS mode. It should be holding steady enough, and I think it is. Good for us. So let me get in the picture and say, how do you like my shirt today, folks? Boy, that's a widescreen view, I could tell, because the drone is really low, and let's take it up a bit higher. Now, I am going to lower the gimbal. Actually, go up about there, and lower the gimbal to right about there. Okay, so we can see, I want to see more ground than sky in my video. And now the next thing we're going to do is send it up on. Let me put my glasses on because I got to keep sight of this thing because we're going to try to go far. It's holding its position real well, very well indeed. So we should be good to go. Let me point it a little bit more toward Owens Peak off in the distance there, and then pushing forward. And we'll see how well that gimbal holds. Now it's going diagonally as I push forward. So I'm going to push to the right a bit. Sticks could use a little calibration. But going up higher. Now I got to try to keep this above the mountains in the distance there. And the reason being, I want to try to maintain sight of that thing. Okay, we're going to plop it right there and let it hover before we go any farther. And I want to check its stability here. It is wandering a little bit there in the sky. Let me look on my screen there, see how much wander I'm seeing. Well, I'm not seeing too much wander there. What's the distance? We're at 115 meters. Can I turn it back toward me? That's the question. Yeah, I got right turn, or left turn, turning to the right, holding it there. So it's holding its position. We're going to go up higher, going up higher, and the reason being I want to maintain distance, or get good transmission from the drone. Now, one other thing. Notice how I got the antenna set. You want to keep these flat portion of the antennas pointed toward the drone for maximum range. The maximum signal comes out the side of these antennas on my controller. So we're going to keep that pointed toward the drone as we go out further. And go up a little bit higher too as we're going out. And away we go. Trying to hold a steady course. I'm going to keep it above Mount Jenkins in the distance. Actually, let me go to the right a bit and we'll stay above Owens Peak, actually, in the distance. That way I can see it. Okay, we are a good distance away now. Stopping the drone again. And noting its position in the sky, going up a bit higher too, so it stays above that. And checking the distance on my phone And it says we were 244 meters out, 245 meters out. So we're going to go further. Going up a bit higher also and pushing forward. And heading outbound. Okay, that little drone is getting hard to see. I don't want to lose sight of it. A little black drone in the sky. I'm going to stop it there again so I can look, notice where it is in the sky so I don't lose it. Okay, and our distance right now is 361 meters away. 361 meters, folks. Still have reception. Going up higher and farther outbound. Okay, off in the distance there. Now, you know, this probably can reach 1,200 meters, folks. I am not going to do that. Why am I not going to do that? Because I don't want to lose sight of this thing. I do not like to fly blind, folks. I can just barely make out that. I can still see that little dot. It's getting really hard to see right there. So I'm going to call it quits right about there because if I go any further, I'm going to lose sight. But what's our distance? Our distance is close to 500 meters. We'll go past 500 meters just to say we did it. Going up higher. Going up higher. And I still have reception. Unbelievable. That's pretty good. That's pretty dang good FPV reception, folks. I can still see the little dot, but God, it's getting hard to see. I'm going to call it quits right about there because I don't think I could go any further. But where are we at now? 580 meters. I'll be brave and go a little bit further. Going outbound, going outbound. 600 meters. And just barely see a tiny dot in the sky. It's getting so hard to see. 650. Can I make it? Folks, 660. It's getting choppy. It's getting a little bit choppy out there. I want to see if we can make it to 700 like the Optane can make. It's getting choppier. 720. God, that thing's just barely see it, but it's perfect day to do this because I can see against the background of the sky. Oh, it's hard to see. How far are we? We've got to be close to 800 or so. Okay, I'm going to call it. Oh, I'm looking down at my screen. I think I'm losing FPV signal right about there at 840 meters, 846 meters. So we're going to call it quits from there and do an automatic return to home from 855 meters. Yeah, I think this thing might be able to reach 1,200. Let's see if push forward again. See if I get any further distance. Pushing forward. Yeah, still got FPV. 870. 880. I'm going to stop at 900. That's where I'm going to quit, folks. 900 meters. 900 meters is darn good. And it's probably can make it to 1,200. I'm not going to do it. 950 meters. I'm not going to do it, folks. I'm going to take, well, let's do it. Let's do it. We're out there. Pushing forward. See if I get more. Nope. That's about it. No, I can. There we go. 975. I'm not going to do the extra 200 meters. I'm sorry, folks. Hit return to home from there. Okay, we get a little beeping for the return to home. Let's see if it turns. And if the numbers are coming down, the numbers are coming down. 957, 951. So yeah, this is one of the farthest FPV flyers that I've seen in this price range. Although as it's coming back, I'm not getting any FPV. I was getting FPV going out. I'm not getting it as it's coming back. But we'll see. 832. 820. Oh, God, that's hard to see. All you're seeing is blue sky and just that tiniest dot in the sky, folks. I'm not sure I'd be able to fly that line of sight from there because it's so dim. But coming back, and again, still have frozen FPV. So that was about the range, max range on the FPV I could get was about 950 meters there. Because, again, we are frozen FPV right now. Coming back, how far are we now? 560 meters from way, way out there. Now, I know most of you don't have the wide open real estate like I have to do this, so I don't recommend you trying just to see if it can do it, because it can do it, okay? Just trust that it can do it, but for the most part, most of you are going to want to stay within around 300 meters to do effective FPV flying. Once you get out that far, it starts to get real choppy, as you saw on my screen there. I mean, the FPV would go in and out. 350 meters, 287 meters. Now, I hope that video is still recording. We'll find out on landing. And what's the distance now? 206 meters. Still coming. Still coming. That dot is getting bigger and bigger. There it is, up there. I don't know if you folks can see it there. I'll try to hold up my camera to where I can see it. I'm going to step back because I want to see how close it comes to the pad, and I don't want to be directly under it because I'd have to crane my neck up real high. But there it is up there. What altitude are we at, by the way? Right now we're 55 meters. 55 meters up. And coming down. We'll see how accurate the return to home is. You know, this ain't too shabby of a drone so far. Yeah, that's the farthest range I've ever gotten a drone in this price range. So, a little bit of vortex ring state. That's interesting. And its descent. And the final part of its descent, it looks like it's going to be about a meter and a half off or so. Or maybe a meter. Not bad. Come on, you can do it. And there we go. And do we have... No, we never got the signal back again. I'm turning off the return to home now since we're back. And let's see if I can stop the video recording. Hopefully. There. At least we were able to stop the video recording. But unfortunately, we did not get FPV back from that distance there out of here. They're at 950 meters. So I'm going to have to probably restart the app. So hold on, folks, while I restart the app and put the drone back on its pad. Okay, I've restarted the app. That's all I needed to do to get it back again, get the signal back on the drone. I'm starting the video camera again one more time. Now this time, I'm going to demonstrate or test its 3-axis gimbal. Okay, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to do some hard and right left turns to see how, if it smooths out the gimbal or the video from the gimbal. And to start the motors, I'm going to bring both sticks down and out. I'm going to do a manual takeoff this time, and then give it some throttle. Okay, we are good there. Getting back in the picture again. I did not do this the last time. I should have done it, but it is to sync up the cameras like so. And we're good there. Now, this one I'm going to do low and fast flying over the desert with turns. With yaw turns. And turn to the right. Let's see how smooth that gimbal keeps it in these turns. And I'll turn to the left. And see how level it can keep it. Okay, I'm banking a little on that turn too. And coming back, turn to the right. Then I'm going to go down the road here. We'll go down toward the poles. We'll follow the road. I'm seeing a little bit of tilt in the gimbal. So I don't know if it's perfectly level or not. I mean, maybe the drone is tilted a little. I don't know, but it's 3-axis gimbal, so it shouldn't matter. Turn to the right. And we'll come up the gully. Turn to the right. Let's come up the gully wash. Well, it's flying very nicely now. So that's its gimbal. Seems to work well. Let's do it again. We're bringing it over back toward us. And I'm going to go up the road and see if I can make it to the crossroads. Well, I should be easily able to make it to the crossroads since I flew out to over 900 meters there with this drone. Coming over the car. And over myself. And heading up to the crossroads. Now I'm going to have to go up a little higher because the land comes up to meet me as you go up in this direction. Although you would never tell it on the ground here. It looks perfectly flat, but it's not. Going up a little higher. And looking at my screen here. Getting a little chop there. A little chop. And I lost signal there. Okay, I got it back. I just leveled it off. Going to go up higher. Give it a little throttle. Go up higher. So the FPV is not the smoothest in the world. Even though you got extended range here, you really have to focus on maintaining those antennas pointed toward the drone. Keep them pointed toward that drone to get the best reception. And again, it likes to tilt to the left when you go forward, but there's the crossroads over there. Let's go see the garbage down in the bottom of the gully there. Flying over toward it. So you can use this one. This would be a great explorer drone for those of you that have ranches or whatever that want to go exploring over your land. This one will do it. Do it very well. Okay, let's take a look at this garbage down in the gully here. Now, most of the folks here, our city garbage dump is off to the left of us, over in that direction there, about another 1.5 miles, 2 miles away. But a lot of people don't want to go over there and pay $25 to drop off the garbage. So what do? They come out here and do this. This just annoys the heck out of me. It should annoy the heck out of most people, but that's what they do. Oh well. Hey, let's bring it back here and play around with the other features of this, namely follow me and circle me, and also try to do waypoints. I don't know how well waypoints is going to work. I don't think it's going to work at all, I'll tell you the truth, but because I couldn't get the waypoints map to come up while I was playing with this app at home last night. Coming back. I see the car. I'm flying FPV right now, even though this is only 200 meters away. I'm flying using this FPV signal only on my phone. And we should be coming back. Coming down a little too. We don't need to be that high up there. At this closer distance. Reducing throttle. To lower it. And getting closer, slowing down a bit. And pushing forward a bit more. Getting right up to us. And oh, there it is. Careful, folks. It's got a real wide angle lens there, and it looks, you're a lot closer than it looks. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, what have we done? We haven't done follow me. Let's try that follow me out. Let's stop the video. I want to make sure I got that video first. And video is stopped. And before we do follow me, real quick, let's show the pictures on this. The pictures aren't nothing great. They're just screenshots of the 1080p video. I like my shirt. There we go. One more. And how's our battery power before we go out again? We're still 40%, so we're good. We're going to go forward a bit. Actually, let's go off in the other direction here. Keep the sun in my face to do the follow me. Right about there. And let's press that follow me button on here. Now to do this, you go in the upper corner there where it says position. Right now we're in position hold. You click that position, and we notice we got altitude hold, position hold, track, which is follow me, and orbit. We're going to try track. We're going to press track and see what it does. Okay, it turned toward me. It sees me here. Boy, it's that close, but look how tiny I am. That's a real wide screen. But let's see how well it works. Let's bring it closer, too. Can I adjust it while it's up there? Lowering it, pushing forward. Nope. While we're in position hold mode, these sticks are inoperative. Keep that in mind, folks. That could be, if you set position hold and it's doing something you don't want it to do, that could be a problem. I want to get a little closer for this position hold and lower the gimbal and bring it down a little lower. And right about there. And raise the gimbal up a little bit. Okay. And now we're going to press track. Track. Track is on. And what's it doing? It's climbing. Okay. Oh, I got the altitude set to 5 meters. I can bring that down in the left bar there. See that left scroll bar it's on right now? You can adjust the altitude by pressing that button there. So, okay, this is really close to me, and we're in track mode. Let's see if it's tracking with me. Obviously, I'm too close, so I'm going to turn off track. I'm way too close. Back up a bit, right about here, and then hit position, then track, and try it again. And let's see if it goes away from me. It does, but again, I'm too close. So when you use this track, you probably want to adjust the distance to about 15 meters or so. So going out to about 15 meters, and right about here, and then hitting position, clicking track, lowering the altitude down to about 3 meters. And let's see the follow me now this time. Okay, going to the right. And it's following me. So yeah, it really needs that wide angle lens, obviously, to do this properly. But that's it's follow me. Now, with that gimbal, it should be a lot smoother than other follow me's that you see. Let me go up a little bit higher to stay above these bushes. But going this way. And going off in this direction. Syncing up the camera while I'm doing this. Now, notice how it's, it's jerking around a bit in the sky there, but the video is staying pretty stable because of that gimbal. And that's why you want a gimbal, especially if you're doing follow me. You definitely want a drone with a gimbal if you can get one to smooth out the video, because it just looks awful when you do it any other way. So, okay, going up higher. Okay, that's enough of track. How about circle me? Okay, we're going to hit orbit. I clicked on orbit. And it's turning around. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, it's orbiting right there, which is the circular orbit. Now, can I adjust that in terms of altitude by giving it throttle? Yeah. Can I adjust the radius by pulling back on the stick? Let's see if it does it. Yeah. So, okay, what's it doing here? Maybe this is our return to home. Maybe we're low battery now. So, yeah, that's how you do it. I'm going to throw the other battery in to finish up. We're not done yet. This is a low battery return to home, folks. So this is its flight time. Low battery return to home. So we're getting its flight time from this. Let me throw that second battery I got in this, and we'll finish up doing its altitude hold, circle position, waypoints. I think we're going to do that too. So hold on while I throw another battery in this. Okay, this is that second battery that I got. For takeoff, let's do the automatic one more time. Holding the button down. Checking stability, going up a bit higher. And starting the video camera. And I got MABAs in recording. So we're good there. We haven't done circle me. We're going to go up higher. Give it a little more altitude. Right about there. Okay, and then we're going to circle my position, which I'm going to put myself right under it, and then hit position, and then hit orbit. And what it's going to do first is just orbit, going around in a circle like it's doing right now. Okay, now you can adjust the altitude of this circle by going up, pushing up or down on your throttle stick, but you can adjust the radius of the circle by pulling outbound on the throttle stick, like I'm doing right now. And there we go. So that's a circle position. Let me lower that gimbal. Okay, that's up, that's down. Lower the gimbal. Okay, that's up. Okay, that's... Lower that gimbal. I can't get it to center on me. Okay, there we go. This gimbal control that I got on here, it's really jerky, folks. See that? Trying to get a smooth... Okay, the gimbal control is not the smoothest. I'll give you that. So, and the position that it's circling is wandering a bit. Let me pull it back further. Let's see how far back we can go for this circle. That seems to be it. Don't want to go any further than that. So, what's the radius here? Look on the screen. The radius seems to be about 15 meters. So, that's about the max radius you can do with the follow me on, or the circle position on this particular drone. So that's it. Let's come out of that. That's not the greatest thing in the world. The other thing I want to show, I got it on track right now. It's tracking my position. What else do I want to show? I want to demonstrate waypoints. Waypoint seems to be a problem with this drone. Let me walk down here just to see if you follow me. You know that the camera seems to focus on my position automatically in track mode, which is pretty cool. Although the gimbal is not the smoothest in the world right now, I'm seeing bouncing up and down, even though it's supposed to be holding a flat position. But let's come out of that and stop hitting track. And this time, orbit position. Let's hit position, which is GPS mode. Okay, we're under control, the remote control right now. And then we're going to select, we are going to select waypoints. And I don't think oh yeah, you go to the map, click on the map. And we're going to hit close. And let me go back again. What was it? I didn't read that. I should have read that. Okay, no waypoint route planning without aircraft under GPS mode. It is under GPS. Make sure no obstacles on active waypoint or route planning. There ain't no obstacles around me, so we should be good to go. So hitting close. Now I am going to hit this first one, the one that looks like an S, sideways S, and see what happens. Can I draw any points on the map? Two waypoints must not exceed 100 meters from the takeoff point. Please replan the route. Now that's the problem, folks. I can't find the drone on this map, and there's no center position where you can click and center the position of on the map. And the second button there, I click, and if I click the screen, I get the same thing, not 100 meters. So obviously the screen is greater than 100 meters away. The third time I'm going to click that one. We can select between maps. I'm in map mode right now, and satellite view. And again, so the problem with this is that waypoints does not work on this. This is true with a lot of drones, folks, these days. The waypoint feature just doesn't work, unfortunately. I don't know when they'll fix that. I think it's a problem using Google Maps in China versus Google Maps in the US. They're not compatible, maybe, and the programmers just don't realize that. But unfortunately, waypoints does not work. Okay, we haven't demonstrated. We are in controller mode. I'm going to raise up the gimbal. See if I can raise the gimbal up again. Doesn't want to go up. Let's bring it down, lower. Oh, we're still in track mode. That's why. Okay, we got to go back to position mode. Okay, now I'm under control of the controller. Now I can move that gimbal up, I believe. Coming down lower. No, I'm in track mode still. Position. I want to go to position. It won't come out of track mode. Why is that? I wonder. How about altitude? Nope. Still stuck in track mode. How about orbit? Oh, now it says position. I clicked on orbit, and now I'm in position hold mode, and I got control again. So there are some bugs in the app. I don't know if C-Fly's aware of that or JJRC, but I had some problems there coming out of track mode. because of that. Do I have control of the gimbal yet? I can't raise or lower the gimbal. I'm trying. See? No working with the gimbal, so I'm not sure what that is too. So there's a problem with that too with this app. What I'm going to do, folks, is we're going to go forward. I'm going to land the drone, and we're going to switch to the C-Fly app. I have the C-Fly app on here too. Let's see if we have the same problems here with the C-Fly app. So, and I'm just going to land it anywhere. We're right about there is fine. I like how these motors stop immediately as soon as you touch down. Okay, let me hook up the C-Fly app and see if that has problems, or if that, if I can switch between track and position hold, and altitude hold is the one I wanted to try. So hold on, folks. Okay, this is the C-Fly app on Google Play and iTunes. I had to restart the drone also to get the C-Fly app to work, but we're in position hold, and we should be good to go. Starting the video camera again, and we are recording. And this time a manual takeoff, both sticks down and out, and throttle. Okay, so we are in position hold mode. What I'm going to do is switch to altitude hold mode. Now, again, this has optical flow. So this is for indoor flying. Let me press the mode switch one time, make sure we switch. Maybe I got to hold it down. Okay, you hold it down in the mode switch, and now notice it went into altitude hold mode. And it's still holding its position, okay? That is the optical flow feature of this particular drone. So this works indoors without GPS to be able to hold its position. However, it won't have return to home capability in altitude hold. Also, the ultrasonic sensor should also help maintain its altitude. But with that in mind, let's see how this thing flies in altitude hold mode. It should be a lot faster. And make sure I am recording. And hold on, folks. Okay, yep, we're recording. We're altitude hold mode, and away we go, pushing forward. Now it flies straight ahead almost when you push forward. It wouldn't do that in GPS mode. I don't understand. Maybe I have a bad calibration or what. But it's not super fast, folks. It's still relatively smooth in altitude hold mode. Although it slides in the turns. I can counter that, I guess, with a bank. Yeah, there we go. Bring it right overhead. Hello! Just out of curiosity, if we go over here and then stop it, will it stop itself? Will it stop drifting? It's going lower, lower, lower. Why is it going lower? What's that out? Oh, it goes down about that altitude there and then stops. Let me go up a bit higher. Don't know why it stopped. But let's see if return to home actually works in altitude hold mode, folks. I'm going to press return to home and see if it'll come home. Nope, it does not. So if you're in altitude hold mode, keep in mind return to home will not work with this mode. So coming around from over there. Okay, I think I've demonstrated most of the things this has. Again, keep in mind the big points of this particular drone is its 3-axis gimbal. 3-axis gimbal is the biggest thing on this. And its range of 1,200 meters. Other things about this drone, most other drones have capabilities such as 1080p cameras and such. But yeah, the 3-axis gimbal and 1,200 meter range is what you're getting with this particular drone that the others don't seem to have. Let's see if that'll stop itself up there. I'm at an altitude of about 18 meters, and yeah, it's slowing down and coming to a stop. But let's go back to GPS mode from there. GPS. And we should be back in position. We are back in position. And do return to home and call it quits, because I'm not going to fly this for another 25 minutes or whatever the flight time I get out of that. Let's do, this is a manual return to home. I press the button, and it's coming back on its own. I'm going to land itself on its own, and we're going to summarize it and call it quits, because I'm going to fly other things here today. I got to save some battery power on my camera. Now it does go into, look at that. That's vortex ring state, folks, what that's called. Where it's going into its own prop wash and it becomes somewhat unstable on descent. But seems to come out of that. And the reason it's doing that is today is a very, very calm day. If you have wind, any wind at all, that'll won't show up. It usually doesn't show up. So let me stop that, return to home, and stop the video recording, and give a summary. Okay, so that's the JJRC X-12 C-Fly Faith. Not a bad drone. Not a bad drone at all. With new features of this, well, advanced features for this price range of that 3-axis gimbal, which you see right there. See how that works? And if you tilt right or left real fast, it also stabilizes somewhat. So that's the 3-axis gimbal. And the 1200 meter range. And again, to get that 1200 meter range, you need an 802.11 AC Wi-Fi capable phone. And you need to keep these flat part of the antennas pointed toward the drone while it's flying in the sky. Always focus on doing that. And you should get close to 1200 meters. I got out to 950 before it got real choppy, and I call it a quits there. So I hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.